You can be Akan, Yoruba, Jew, Christian, Buddhist, it doesn't matter. If you're an African, community is what you know. And community is the thing that supports you. And so we believe that by pooling together all of our expertise, all of our religions, all of our whatever that we believe in and the way that we do things together towards the greater good of African people.
Oh man, don't be doing that, Dave Blue, man.
You better watch that little girl. That's all right. Look at just like it. The price is too high.
To be an astronaut, whatever it is, you could be as a male and a female. And so the power that women have in Africa and have had is that you have the potential, the power, the ability, and the right to be just as the male. So we don't have a system where the woman is inferior because of, I mean, the original story of man. Or, we don't have that.
Some magazine, and I think it was about the Jewish people, and I think they had in there, this was their 5,096th year of celebration, and I said, what makes them think their civilization is older than ours, you know? Yeah, and I said, and that's what pride.
It's a very, very good book because it points out that it was only about 5,000 years ago that men took over the power of ruling the world and changed from worshiping the goddess of nature, of creation, to the God of creation. And so quite naturally, Shahrazad Ali in her book is talking from a man's point of view, is that women should be like ribs, a piece of a man, and therefore they should be smaller than men. And of course somebody else asked the question, well, if you make women weaker, is that going to make men automatically stronger? Well, of course it doesn't.
I came to Oyotunji in 1975. It was on a King's Day. We got here at the very end of it. When we came here, Oyotunji was still in its primitive stages, having settled on this tract of land in 1973. As we came down the road, the trees met each other in the middle. It was eerie looking. And I said, well, the next morning I think I'm going to be leaving out of here. But as I rose early the next morning and greeted the sun, it was just a very pleasant place to be. My tenure here has been one of enjoyment, fulfillment, that the customs and the traditions of our ancestors, or the customs and traditions of my ancestors, I could practice here without fear of being ostracized.
Of course, we know we're in the South Carolina low country. That means we're in bottomland. And we're in the bottomland of the bottomland, so we're in low country. With the expansion of Highway 17 in our area from 2 to 4 lanes, and their reconstruction of that helped to plug up a lot of the drainage ditches around us, being in bottomland, having those ditches then filled up and flooded out, then causes us erosion problems here at Oyotunji. In the light of this year, 2006, and we talked about some of the things that we need and want to do and some of the projects we would like to work in at this point in the short term. We didn't even mention earlier, but we'd like to mention now the Oyotunji infrastructure project. When we talk about developing and expanding all of those aspects of our infrastructure. Those are one of the first things that we would be concerned about doing. We talked about in the short term, but in the short term or the immediate term, the infrastructure project is essential because we're talking about drainage, we're talking about sewage, we're talking about water purification, we're talking about landscaping, we're talking about the electrical system. All of those things that enable a community to grow and expand. So all of these facilities in the infrastructure aspect of it need further development, need further expansion.